is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome, one and all. Okay, I'm going to go over some of the things I'm going to lead with today on the program. You know, they're making such a big deal over this narco-terrorist boat, which is going to be what I'm going to start with today on the main live stream. So these people on the left are always out of their minds, but they're more out of their minds now than they've ever been. By the way, this is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome, those of you who are new. So my lead story today is going to be on this narco-terrorist strike that they're trying to create an internet. You know, we are at war with these drug cartels in Venezuela right now. We have the United States naval blockade of Venezuela has been ordered by the president. We've shut down airspace, and we're involved in military operations with the airstrikes. And there's been a rule in this country with the politicians that these Democrats are not honoring right now, that when we have boots on the ground, the political debate stops. Well, there are boots on the ground, and that the United States Navy is involved in major combat operations against Venezuela and the drug cartels. You know, and they're making a big deal. Oh, but they took a second shot at the same boat. When you're fighting a war to win it, you've got to fight it to win it. If they didn't take out those guys on the drug boat, it would be easier for them to recruit the next. I've got a sneeze coming on, guys. Who knows? Maybe it'll go away. You know, when we were in the Second World War, we bombed Dresden, right? Firebombed Dresden, and the rest of Germany too. Same thing with Japan. If you're fighting a war, you fight it to win it. You've got to devastate the enemy to win. If they attack the drug boats and they don't take the boats out or the guys out, that's not how you win the war. Okay, so this is just nonsense. You know, this position that the left are taking on the drug cartel boat strike. Because that's how you win wars and save lives. And these are some really bad guys on these in these drug cartels. I mean, you know, it's insane. But Mark Kelly, another thing I want to talk about, Mark Kelly's running for president in his mind. You know, the mind under his bald head. He thinks he's running for president. Maybe he is, and maybe he will. You know, they really have slim pickings in the Democrat Party, and he may very well declare that he's running for president soon to avoid being recalled to the Navy and court-martialed. He may think that'll give him protections. Well, President Trump was running for president. They were arresting him every other week. But Mark Kelly is definitely, in his mind, running for president right now. And he's a real monster. You know, he really is, isn't he? A real monster of a person. Very scary. Could you imagine if this guy, Mark Kelly, was the president of the United States? Holy smokes. You want to talk about a dictator? This guy's a tyrant. He doesn't believe anyone who disagrees with him should have a voice. You know, so that's what's going on with Mark Kelly. And then Tim Walz could very well go to prison with this $1 billion corruption deal with the Somalians that he allowed to happen. So the Democrats are in big trouble right now. They really are. There's no good news if you're a Democrat. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe, guys. This is where MAGA comes to talk. It is 4:24 a.m. here in South Florida. And those are going to be the main stories I lead with today. I got a lot of stories to cover, but those are going to be the big ones. And then this afternoon at 2, President Trump is making a big announcement. And that announcement, it would be my guess that announcement would be either, it's one of two things. He's completely shutting down the U.S. border which could be it, because, as Christy Nome was talking about some things in Carolyn Levitt yesterday with that. Or it could be an announcement of the war against Venezuela. Right? Well, it's got to be one of those two things, would be my guess. Who's President Crybaby? Who's crying? Maybe former presidents like Obama might be crying, but not Trump. Yeah. And what they're trying to do, the media and everything, they're trying to create a scandal over this drug cartel boat strike, and they're trying to get this admiral jammed up so that they can establish somebody who has followed unlawful orders. It's part of their sedition in the military, that this military uprising they're trying to create. The Congress people from the video. It's so obvious what's going on. They are so stuck up and in love with themselves. They think they're smarter than the rest of the country, and that we can't see everything that they're doing. And it's pretty obvious what they're doing, isn't it? No doubt about it. This poor admiral that they're trying to tie everything to, just doing his job. Yeah, he gave the orders. I mean, Hegseth doesn't lead the actual fleet group or the president. They tell them, okay, take out the drug boats. And then the military commanders carry out that job and do what they got to do it. But they're trying to establish that this admiral in charge of the U.S. forces around Venezuela that's handling the cartel boat strikes, that he followed an unlawful order with that second strike on that drug boat. The left, the Democrats, the deep state, they are so insane that they're out of power. It shows you how successful President Trump is in this second term, that they're going to such extreme lengths to try to discredit him. I put up my Christmas lights in my house. I'm in my driveway. And I leave the Christmas lights on all night, because I get up early in the morning. I like to see them when I come out here. So I got my whole house lit up. I haven't put Christmas lights up in a long time, but they look great. My wife got some really good ones too. They're like more traditional lights. Welcome everyone. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. So that's what's going on. This Senator Mark Kelly is just insane. He's definitely running for president, but he's also in a panic that he's going to be recalled to the Navy and court-martialed, because what he's been doing with these others is criminal. And now they got the media joining them, trying to cause a military uprising. They're getting involved in the chain of command and trying to cause dissent in the military. I've never seen something quite like this before. I've heard about it during the Vietnam War protest era, but that was before my time. I was a little baby when the war ended in Vietnam. But that's the way it is. This is how, look at that girl that Obama killed, that American girl, Kayla, was it Mueller? Kayla Mueller? She was an American girl in her 20s. She was kidnapped by the terrorists, turned her into a sex slave, and Obama ordered an airstrike knowing she was there and killed her. Insane. Completely insane. And the Democrats, well, there's collateral damage, but the drug cartel boat people can't do anything to them. Do you know how difficult it is for them to get guys to drive those drug boats now? Because they're taking them all out. They can't let any of them pass. If any of them get through, it gives them the hope. It makes them easier. It makes it easier for the cartels to recruit people to try to bring the drugs in. And they're trying to say that they changed their story. They get a video. The full video doesn't get released right away. So they, because whatever, it's a military operation. He said Peggy. Daniel, he said Peggy. Although the media are pigs, and I wouldn't have a problem if he said Piggy, but he said Peggy. I played that on the air so many times a couple weeks ago, I'm not going to play it anymore. If he said Peg, but if he said Piggy, I'd be fine with that too. The media are a bunch of pigs, aren't they? The mainstream media are pigs. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they're undermining a war effort. We're at war with Venezuela and the drug cartels. And they're out there calling us war criminals and our military leaders war criminals. They're trying to get a mutiny going in the U.S. Navy. They're trying to get either the admiral to refuse orders or men under his command to refuse orders. They're trying to cause a naval mutiny in time of war. That's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. And they're not beyond calling for the admiral that's overseeing the strikes on the cartel boats to be court-martialed, to try to scare others in the military that they're war criminals. That's what they're doing. The Democrats, the left, the deep state, this is really low life what they're doing now. And the media go right along with it because they're an arm of them. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to my channel, guys. This is where MAGA comes to talk. No doubt about that. I'm going to cover all this in detail on my mainstream and take live calls. I cannot believe it is December 2nd. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. MAGA, that's right. Make America Great Again Today. Yep, see? M-A-G-A-T. Make America Great Again Today. I agree with that. Make it great again today and every day. Right on the money. Don't you guys agree? Make America great again today and every day. That's a good one, Nick. You got a little new phrase there. Make America great again today. M-A-G-A-T. I love it. Yeah. That's what the T stands for, isn't it, today? What else would it stand for? Oh, man, I tell you. And they're also upset. I covered this in my podcast yesterday, that Trump's MRI complete clean bill of health, that has them really freaked out. They didn't like that one either. Oh, man. Well, you get MRIs for preventive measures, so you can fight. Yeah, that's why I had my body scan a couple months back to make sure I didn't have any heart trouble, any cancer. It's called preemptive care. You want to find out about heart problems and cancer before you have a heart attack or get a cancer diagnosis. If you go to the emergency room for a runny nose, they do an MRI today. MRI may be one of the most common tests done in emergency rooms. I'm very dehydrated. I get dehydrated. I am very dehydrated because I drink so much coffee. The coffee dehydrates me. I'm getting ready to head off to Starbucks. I'm waiting for Starbucks to open. They open at 5. I wish they opened 24 hours. It would make my life a lot easier if they were open 24 hours. I don't see how MAGA got burned on crypto. See, the thing about crypto and the Trumps, the reason they're in crypto, I saw Eric Trump speak a couple weeks ago at the crypto event here in Florida I went to. And I saw a lot of crypto people talk about this actually at the event. After Trump left office the first time, the Trumps got debanked. Trump had billions of dollars banks wouldn't take in cash. They got debanked. So they got involved in crypto so that if they get debanked again, they'll be able to do business. That's why a lot of people get into crypto, to avoid the debanking, which is, debanking is a new term. I never heard of that before, like 5 years ago. And then all of a sudden you're hearing it everywhere. I do start work early. Absolutely. I've been up for hours. I got up today. I slept in. I got up today about 2. And then I'll go to Starbucks and then start the show around 5:30. No, it's called they were planning on locking Trump up in a gulag for the rest of his life, and they debanked him like they did a lot of people. Mike Lindell from MyPillow got debanked. General Flynn got debanked. Laura Loomer. All these people get debanked. I never even heard of that before. You know, and I was watching last night before I went to bed this highlight reel of President Trump in the debates, in the Republican debates from the first campaign. It was hilarious. It was a highlight reel edited of all the jabs he took at the different candidates. It was hilarious. He was so good. So good. That was some campaign. Boom. He was in first place the whole time, from beginning to end. No, MAGA did not get, it's a funny thing. The left, the left, what they're trying, I want to cover this on the program. They're building up to having military tribunals. They want, and they've convinced themselves that when Trump leaves office, Pete Hegseth and all these officers like this admiral they're going after and everything, they're all going to be brought up on war crime charges in a military tribunal. So bizarre, It used to be MAGA people were calling for military tribunals. Now the liberals want military tribunals. It's just completely insane. They've lost their minds. But do you guys agree with me that Senator Mark Kelly, in his mind, is running for president? I think he is. Now the question is he running for president because he actually thinks that he could win it and he's the front runner, or is he running for president, Mark Kelly, because he thinks it'll avoid him being recalled to the Navy and court-martialed for this sedition that he's trying to encourage? He's trying to get a mutiny going right now on a U.S. naval combat fleet that's surrounded Venezuela right now. Yep, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. On the next stream, I'll be in the studio taking live calls, so you guys can call me on the air and share your thoughts on all of this. But now you can just share your thoughts in the live chat. He looks like he's running for, he had that big long press conference yesterday where he took questions, with American flags all around him. When liberals surround themselves with American flags, they're actually burning the flags, figuratively. That's how liberals are. He's definitely worried, Mark Kelly, because he knows what he's done is wrong. But he's quadrupling down on it. I guess he figures he's so deep in, why not? He's lost his mind. He left his mind in space when he went up there on the space shuttle. He just thinks he's some great hero. Just because he was an astronaut and was in was a naval fighter pilot doesn't make him a hero. Does not make him a hero. Nope. Whatever good work he did in the service, he's dishonored all of that. Right? And this guy's a political animal. I don't trust that he really earned his spot on the space shuttle. I really don't. Guy like that? He's no Neil Armstrong. He's a real scumbag, Mark Kelly. And he's very in love with himself. To me, he looks like Lex Luthor. With his bald head, he looks like, doesn't he look like Lex Luthor? The Kevin Spacey Lex Luthor. He's balder than Joy Reid. You know? I was wondering if Jasmine Crockett, I don't know too much about women's hair. Is Jasmine Crockett bald and wears wigs? Does anyone know? I don't know. She seems to have a different hairstyle every time I see her on television these days. But I'm starting to think she's bald. No, and wears wigs. Joy, I missed the Trump wig that Joy Reid was wearing for a long time. Oh, Jasmine Crockett wears a wig, you think? Yeah. No. No. You know, I guess it saves a lot of time in the morning wearing wigs. But I'd be afraid the thing would come off. You know, these hats get blown off even, you know. Wouldn't you? Oh, man, I got to wake up and get my coffee. I'm behind on my coffee, so I need to get full of coffee today. I got a busy day today. Not as busy as yesterday. Well, no, I got to do some things today. I got a busy week. This is a very busy week. December is a very busy month for me. I got a lot going on. I got my first Christmas party I'm going to this week. Tis my name. Of course I engage in conversation. On my next live stream, I'll be in the studio taking live calls, and you can call me. You can call me on the air. No profanity, though. You can call me on the stream, and we can have a deep conversation, if you're capable, on the topics I'm discussing. But no, I mean, here we are. We are at war with Venezuela. We're at war with the cartels. We have the U.S. Navy has boots on the ground, figuratively, because they're at sea, but they're involved in combat operations. And you have the Democrats in the media siding with the enemy, telling us that our combat sailors are war criminals. That's crazy. It's complete. Yeah, it is lame. It's completely. They're out of their minds. They have lost their freaking minds, the liberals. Big time. If you're new to my channel, make sure that you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I don't know. What do you think the odds are of Pete Hegseth recalling Mark Kelly to the Navy and court-martialing him? 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, 80-20. The first number would be the odds of it happening. What do you think the odds are? That he recalls Mark Kelly to the Navy and court-martials him. And it really looks like Ilhan Omar may have her citizenship revoked. You know, it really does. And she seems to be psychologically getting her mind wrapped. She said the other day she doesn't care if she gets deported. You know, that looks like, for the first time, like a real thing that could happen. 50-50? Nah. 80-20, Jeff says. Yeah. 80-20, yeah, that's a good possibility. That's a good possibility. I like 80-20. 80-20 is more like it's likely to happen. All right, now here's the next question. What are the odds of Ilhan Omar having her citizenship revoked? What do you think that the odds of Ilhan Omar's citizenship being revoked? What would you put the odds of that at? I think the odds are in favor of it. We had 80-20 on Mark Kelly being recalled to the Navy and court-martialed. You can't be president. You have to be born in the United States to be president. It would be great revoking her citizenship, but it looks like they're building up to it. It really does. I could definitely see President Trump doing that. Could you imagine? Oh, my goodness. 100%? Wow. I like that. Those are good odds. That would be an amazing thing. 90-10, wow. Wow, so you guys think it's going to happen? I hope so. I do hope so. That would be wonderful. It should be revoked. Well, not 100, not what you hope. What are the odds of it actually happening? Right? I think the odds are in favor of her citizenship being revoked based on her own actions. She says, I don't care if they deport me. I can live anywhere, whatever she said the other day. I played it on the stream yesterday. That would, the women on The View would freak out, all right? Dark MAGA mode engaged. Okay. Starbucks will be opening up in a few minutes, so we'll drive to Starbucks, illuminated by the light on my mic. The green light, that's my mic. Welcome. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. So those are some of the main topics I'm going to cover on the program this morning, and we'll be taking your calls as well. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys. You know, Mark Kelly, without question, is running for president. But is he doing it because he thinks he can get the nomination and become president, or does he think it'll provide him some type of protection not to be recalled to the Navy and court-martialed? I'm surprised he hasn't made the official announcement yet. That press conference yesterday he did was borderline a presidential campaign announcement. Oh my goodness. Nothing, cars stopping and turning without any brake lights or a turn signal in front. Insane. Crazy people. Complete crazy people. Yeah, the world is getting back to normal from the holiday weekend. There's a lot of cars on the road. Yesterday was kind of like a holiday still for a lot of people. Today, people seem to be back to normal, at least for a couple weeks, and it'll slow down at the end of the month. There are people in line waiting for Starbucks to open. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Well, I guess I'm in line waiting to open, but I'm usually the first customer. There's a homeless guy that lives outside the Starbucks, which is kind of creepy. Hold on a second. This is crazy to me. Okay, this is crazy to me. There's a homeless guy that lives on the side of the Starbucks. Most every Starbucks has homeless people around it because they let them use their facilities, right? And this guy, he's creepy. I see him here all the time. He's creepy for me because he's right here. There's a woman, young woman here. She's sitting at a table in front of the Starbucks. It's not open yet. The Starbucks isn't open. She was here by herself. She's on her, got her laptop open. Looks like a Mac. So she's got her MacBook open. She's sitting on her laptop out in the dark in a strip center where there's no one here. I'm here now, and there's a homeless guy encamped right here. How stupid can you be? If that was my daughter, I would be flipping out right now. That is so stupid. So stupid. I mean, I just can't believe her. Just an idiot. I mean, that's how you get yourself in trouble. You do stupid, stupid things like that. Especially a woman, right? It wouldn't be as bad if it was a man. She's got to be a liberal. Got to be a liberal. Only a liberal would do something as stupid as what she's doing. Unreal. And she's got her back to the homeless guy. Right? She's got her back to him while she's going through her whatever she's doing. She's, oh my God, she's young. She's like college age. What is wrong with this girl? What a dummy. What a complete idiot. I don't think so. And what good would carrying be doing? What good would the gun be doing in her purse when the homeless guy grabs her? Most homeless people have warrants or records, right? Most of them. You can't carry in a Starbucks, so no one that goes to a Starbucks other than a cop is carrying. They don't allow you to carry in a Starbucks. It's just infuriatingly stupid. Just stupid. You would have to be a liberal to do something so stupid. With some very lame parents, some very liberal parents. You know, I don't even like my daughter to go to the gas station by herself. You know, when she lived with me, I would take her to the gas station. But most homeless people either have warrants or a record. That's just the way it is. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I'll see you on the next stream, guys. Take care.